Alright guys, welcome to the finals. Real nice starting hand here. Pretty happy to see this. Tons of early options. Remand is pretty nice early. I might hold on to it, I'm not sure. My curve tends to get... I tend to find that I don't have a ton of interaction on like turns 4 and 5 that are meaningful, so it's possible I wait on the remand to sort of time walk them and cycle into my decks, get some of that card acceleration, and that's where this deck compared to some of the other 5-color decks that I've played is much more controlling, in that it has a lot of card velocity where I'm cycling away remands and repeals. I have I have an Electrolyze, Palaka Worm if it happens to die. Those types of cards that really get you to where you're trying to go. Oh, so there's the Spike Shot Elder I passed on. A little bit scary there. I'm probably going to pull for a white, so the Blinding Soul Eater is more useful. I'm just going to play the Boiler Works. Obviously this puts Remand down, but I don't think that his turn 2 play is going to be so impactful that I need to send it back. Worst case is like a Bloodthirst creature. Okay, so I'm going to play out the Soul Eater. Should be able to cast Water Servant next turn, as well as tap. Or no, I won't be able to tap. Okay, so Sickle Slicer. Interesting. Electrolyze would be a really nice draw here, because I want a way to interact with the Spike Shot Elder, and being able to kill it now would be really, really nice. I'm probably going to play green to start getting green on the board because I can't tap this turn. So we'll do it this way. This is still a really nice start, even though he has a Spike Shot Elder, which is a little bit scary. I have so much interaction now and ways to draw a little bit deeper in my deck, and I have a tapper, stuff like that. And I can gain so much tempo with Repeal to deal with the Spike Shot Elder being equipped by something like Sickle Slicer. Sign in Blood. Okay, so digging a little bit deeper. Not super worried about that play. And I can still hold up Remand and Repeal probably next turn. Okay. The Rot Farm will give me access to black. Yeah, I'll attack with the Water Servant. Serve for 3. And yeah, this makes me want to play the Rot Farm, because it means he probably wants to equip the Spike Shot Elder this turn. Okay, so Bloodthirst Enabler. I think I'm just going to remand that. Yeah, because he can't play another card this turn. Turn to Gruul Turf. So I'm seeing a lot of lands. I'm mostly fine with that. I still have a Repeal to deal with the Spike Shot Elder being equipped. Really not happy with this Flood though. But I can go for 3 here, or 4 rather. Okay, I can feel pretty good about it. I still have a really nice Repeal. I have a tapper as well. He still actually doesn't even have double red to activate this. Okay, Stormblood Berserker. Again, that's just a card I'm going to be tapping down. Not super worried about that. Reassembling Skeleton is an annoying card here. Being able to recur the blocking is going to be pretty annoying. Let's actually tap down the Reassembling Skeleton. That gets me in for a little bit more damage. Wayfarer's Wobble, certainly not a card I want to see here. Let's play an island. Play the Bobble. Okay, I probably could have pumped once there. I'm just going to hold up the repeal for anything super big that might come out. If he goes to equip the Sickle Slicer or anything else, I'm just going to tap it down. Or repeal it, actually. Okay. Tap creature. I would love for him to equip this so I have... Okay, that's all he's going to go with. Does he have anything else? He's really stuck on that red. I think he'd like to be activating the Spike Shot Elder here. There's an argument for just repealing the Reassembling Skeleton. Although Spite Bellows... Ugh, I can't even repeal it. So let's go and find probably another blue. Yeah, I should be able to start drawing into some real cards here. I guess that's real enough. Probably want to be tapping down the Spite Bellows. I can't really serve up with the old Water Servant here. Yeah, I'm probably going to tap down the Spite Bellows, repeal something else. This is getting a little bit scary here. Just not drawing into too much action. But again, I'm in a similar spot where I'm so flooded that I have to start drawing into stuff, really. I mean, I'm on 4, 6, 10 lands already. Okay, so let's tap down the old Spite Bellows. Still have 3 mana up to repeal whatever. Interesting. Ghostly Changeling. I think I need to repeal here because I really need to draw into spells. I guess I get the most tempo gain repealing this. Use my mana the most efficiently. I need to draw into spells is really the main thing here. So many cards are great for me in this spot. Another Cloud Element. Oh wow. Okay. This is actually fairly good. Gives me a decent little clock. can get my Gruul Turf into play. Okay. So, fairly good spot. These Fire Slingers are a little bit annoying. He's still tight on that red mana. Although even if he plays it, it's going to take his entire turn to equip the Sickle Slicer and do anything with it. Oh god. It's kind of a tough one there. Tap down the old Spite Bellows. I'm honestly not afraid of just that attacking. Because I want to get in for 6 here really badly. It's super important that I get this damage in. Still super heavy on lands. Dismember is great here. That does a lot of work. Okay, and I should mostly be good here. He's probably gonna serve up with a bunch of stuff. I'll be able to tap down the Spite Bellows. I'm gonna be happy if I can win here with so many lands. Him not having double red obviously helped me a lot this game. So double red, he could get rid of a Cloud Elemental. What am I really afraid of? A Flyer's not good. Removal's obviously not good. He still doesn't have the double red to activate there. Bloodshot Trainee doesn't win in the game, though, is the thing. Another red mana would allow him to kill the Gust Skimmer with the Spike Shot Elder. And I would allow him to do that. And then I'm guessing that he would equip the Bloodshot Trainee. I'm guessing he would equip the Bloodshot Trainee, and then I could just dismember it in response and still have 4 in the air. So this is looking fairly good for me. The thing I was afraid of in the finals was that I was going to play a fast deck because I played only slow deck the first 2 games. And so far this has been okay. It's still possible that I lose here. I'm just trying to think of what he could have with 3 mana that stops me at all. Darksteel Axe plus equip Bloodshot Training equals something. He still doesn't have a flyer, so that gives it haste. So in response to that, I just kill this, right? Yeah, I think it's worth it. Makes it a 4/4, which becomes pretty much the biggest threat on the board. Do I need to just block stuff instead of tapping something down to absorb more damage that way? Okay. Alright, so that deck is very, very fast. I probably need to find a way to interact early, even though that's really not what my deck is good at. Sickle Rippers in black, not really what I'm doing. I've got some early red cards, Soulbright Flamekin, Viashino Slaughtermaster, Interflame Igniter, none of which really do what I want to do. I think I'm just going to run out with this again and hope that I have early enough plays to stop what he's doing. That just, like, Sickle Slicer, that's why I've seen so many people run that card. And that game is the exact reason why I never do. This is a very good hand, by the way. Turn 2, Sphere of the Suns. I get to search up a land right off the bat. Obviously, nice start for him as well. Whoops, didn't mean to do that actually. I'm guessing I just search up white here for now, just because it's one of the few ways I have access to it, even though I have Sphere of the Suns. It might have been incorrect. Maybe I should have just gotten an island. Okay, so he's going to get in and at me pretty damn quick this game. Although I have Sphere of the Suns next turn to play Cloud Elemental. So it depends if I draw another land or not. I need to draw another land here. Yushino Slaughter Master. Okay, so I did. Yeah, I just play Sphere of the Suns here. I'm going to get hit for 4, but then I can play Water Servant, which does a lot of work on this board. And then I have Repeal, and I can start to make some things happen. I can play my Gruul Turf and Cloud Elemental or something like that. Nice. He didn't pump up the Slaughter Master, which I like to see. Okay, Sickle Slicer. Again, not what I'm super worried about. Blood Ogre actually does a lot of work on this board, but Water Servant just does more. And it's less vulnerable to black removal spells. Okay. So he might just still serve up with everything, knowing that I kind of have the late game stitched up. Obviously, this next turn, black mana would be insane for Skyreach Manta, but it's not, or actually, green or black. So I have some nice options there. I probably don't block the Double Striker because he could play Brute Force, kill me. I die to Brute Force no matter what. Darksteel Axe. So that's going to be going on the Slaughter Master for sure, which kind of makes me want to hold up. Interesting. So I probably block the Lacerator. No, I'm just going to block the Sickle Slicer. I'm effectively removing a 3-mana spell by doing that. And that's a really aggressive play by him. Okay, so 2 dual lands. I still have the ability. Something like Blood Ogre makes it so that if he just equips Sickle Slicer, I could make him a 3/3, and then he actually survives combat with whatever. That's a super risky play, though, because if it gets removed and he equips Darksteel Axe, I'm just in a ton of trouble. It doesn't trade with this if it becomes a 4/4. I probably just hold up Repeal. It sends both back. Yeah, I'm going to play Repeal, or I'm going to hold up Repeal. Returning of Plains. And hope to get the Blood Ogre going a little bit later. This also survives this just being equipped with Darksteel Axe, so I'm not super worried about that. And if he attacks with both, so what I want to do, so it does remove this. So let's block this, offer the trade. And then I just return this. And then I win the combat, and he has to replay the Darksteel Axe. Something like Brute Force blows me out. Okay. So far I'm getting a ton of value off my creatures. which obviously I like to see. I have a pretty easy Skyreach Manta on this coming turn, and Pelaka Worm coming soon. Man, that almost makes me want to use the Sphere of the Suns for the Manta, play the Gruul Turf. Yeah, so the reason I'm going to play it this way is I need to bounce something with Gruul Turf. Yeah, so I'm going to bounce something with Gruul Turf, bring back a red mana, set myself up for Pelaka Worm, because Pelaka Worm probably just wins me the game. And I'm going to keep Water Servant in play because right now I'm in a position where the Vampire Lacerator is going to keep pinging him, which is going to equalize with the Goblin Fireslinger, and Pelaka Worm next turn does quite a bit of work. Spike Shot Elder's great here. It's going to start to do some work. Let's see where this gets equipped. Bloodthorn Vampire. Okay. So I'm actually not super worried about this. Guile as well. Okay. So this gives me Pelaka Worm. I don't know that black has any decent way to deal with it. So I could just go for 8. Puts him on 6. I'd have to deal 1 more damage. So I'll go for 5. And we'll play down the old Pelaka Worm. Gain 7, go to 17. Pretty much an impenetrable blocker. And I should be in good shape. I feel pretty confident about this game now. He has things to do with his mana, obviously, with these. But he needs so much mana to equip both and start pinging with the Spike Shot Elder. Like, he needs another mana just to... And yeah, the Lacerator actually... Now that I think about it, I forgot about the Lacerator damage. I could have set up 2-turn-ish lethal, because he would have been at 5 this next turn. So that might have actually been a pretty serious mistake. What he could have done, though, is he could have blocked with, like, the... Okay, yeah. I was just playing it safe. But yeah, that was potentially a mistake. Real quick notes on this draft. This was a fun one, and this is where I think the aggressive decks are a little bit underpowered. You saw he had some of the really key cards for what he was doing. He had the equipment, probably had 2 Darksteel Axes, and had the equipment creatures, and couldn't quite get through my super slow deck. And this just sort of shows where when you're 5-color decks, you need to go for power level and either something to hold up the ground in the mid game, with some like Cathodians and things like that, and just sort of try to reach parity in the mid game, or you need a deck like this where you're sort of repealing and you're using things like Remand to get card velocity and draw into your bombs, and make your deck a little bit slimmer than it normally would be. Rampant Growth, pulling lands out, Wayfarer's Baubles, things like that. And then that card velocity, even when you flood, allows you to get into a position where you can stabilize just through card advantage and things like that. So hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.